Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Fox Android. So in today's video, we're gonna learn how to implement shared preferences into our application. So shared preferences is a very important topic for an Android app development because we use shared preferences for various purposes like saving user setting or some other things that will be discussed just now, right? So uh, one thing I can assure you is this is the important concept and you should know how to implement that into your application. So without much ado, let's get started. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon so that you get the notification for the upcoming videos. And by the end of the video, if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. So let's first discuss where do we use this shared preferences and why do we use this? Is there any alternate method? So if you want to use some data into the internal memory of the phone, right, other than your app's internal memory, right? So if you want to save something that is permanent there in the memory of the device, because once your app is closed, you want certain things to be saved in the cell phone, then there are various options. One is if you want to save some files, you can save those files like PDF files, WordPad files, right? And if you want to save a lot of data, right, which you need to fetch like if you want to save a lot of contacts or you want to save some quantities and products like that, you can do using SQLite, right? So but if you want to save a little bit of data and you want a easy code for that to access and write it a few lines of code, then this shared preferences concept is there, right? So why don't we use DB? Can't we use it? We can use it, but as you know, if you have watched my SQLite tutorial, to implement SQLite, it is a very cumbersome process, right? You have to write a lot of code for that. But for saving, for example, if you have seen in many apps, once you save some settings, some customized settings for your app, like you save the theme and some other settings, then those are permanently saved. No matter if you close the app, then open it again, right? So how do they do that? They use share preferences. And you must have seen if you install a new app, so for the first time when you're opening the app guides you through the whole process how to operate the app. But once you open it the next time, it doesn't show those things. So that is also done using the shared preferences. So the device knows that the app has opened once in your device, then it will not show all that process, right? So from this, I guess you got the gist of it, that what is shared preferences and is it worth using, right? So yes, it is very important and worth using it because in few lines of code we can save very important data right in the device. So let's just dive into the code. So how do I explain you, like how will I explain you this shared preferences in this application? So I have three screens. So one is the splash screen, the other one is activity one and activity two. So let us assume, I'm assuming that if the user is opening the app for the first time, then he should land to this first activity after the splash screen, right? And if the user is opening it at the later stage after the first startup, then after splash screen he should land to activity two. So we'll be doing this using shared preferences, right? So these are three simple activities. I have not done anything in that. I've just named it activity two, activity one, and splash screen. So let me first go to the splash screen Java code. Now I'll just write the code. Then I'll be explaining you bit by bit that what I've written, what does it mean, and how to do it. So I'll be writing the code, then I'll explain it. Okay, guys. So we are done for the this screen backend code. So right. So here I have mentioned I have made this static variable called int type variable called splash screen time and set the value is equal to 2000, right? So basically it is the time for which the splash screen will stay, right? So it will stay for 2000 milliseconds, that means 2 seconds. And I have made a reference variable, sorry, have made a boolean variable called first name and set it to true. So if it is true, that means the user is opening the app for the first time, right? So here I have made the object for the shared preferences, right? For referring to the shared preferences and called it ref for the reference, then got the application context dot get shared preferences. The first argument will be the name of the shared preference, right? For one single application you can make multiple shared preferences, right? So I forgot to tell you one thing. In shared preferences the data is stored in a key value pair, right? The way we store the data in hash map, similarly we save the data in the shared preferences. So this is one method, get shared preferences. If you want to make multiple shared preferences and want to refer it with the different names, so this is the I've mentioned first time check. This is the name for the shared preference, and this is just the second argument is mode private because we want to keep it private for this application, right? So this is how you refer to this shared preferences, and you need not to create any shared preference. It will check if in your application folder, if it is there. By folder I means in your application data, if this any shared preferences named first time check is there, right? Then it will refer to that. If it is not there, it will by default create that, right? So this line of code will refer to this shared preferences if exists, otherwise it will create it, right? And then here what we have done is we have got to get the data from the shared preferences. Now this is the hierarchy, in the hierarchy order. This is the parent, right? Under that, this is the key. This is the value. The key is first time start flag, and the value for that will be true. It will not be like that. I'll just explain you. So I've got the value in the first time boolean variable and got it from the shared preferences. So this was the reference for the shared preferences, then called get boolean because we want to get the boolean type value. So we call the get boolean method, and here we pass the key. The key is first time start flag. It is also similar if shared preference is there, and if it is there, this first time start flag key is there already saved, then it will get the value of that. Otherwise it will create that value, and this is default value. If it doesn't exist, the default value will be stored in first time, right? So when you are opening your app for the first time, this thing is not there, so it will create this key, right? And get the default value to this variable as true. So first time is set to true when you're opening for the first time, right? So then we have checked if first time, that means if the app is opening first time, then we have made a intent for the main activity, activity one, and then start that activity, right? This is simple, and this new handler is just to run the code at the backend and call this after the delay of 2 seconds, right? So I guess you understood this new handler. Don't worry about this cross line because this method is deprecated. So we need not to worry about it because we are not discussing this right now. So new handler dot post delay means we want to delay to while calling this method by splash screen time, that is 2000 milliseconds, right? So if first time is true, this statement will be called, right? That means the app is opening first time. If it is false, then we have called for the second activity, right? So I hope you got this code. Now we'll write the remaining code in the first activity. So I'll just go to main activity. I'll quickly write the code, then I'll be explaining the code, right? Guys, that was the remaining code. We are done with the backend code. So what I've done is I've just made a reference variable, boolean type reference variable, set it the initial value as true. Then we have done the similar thing. We just refer to the same shared preferences, right? Calling the same method. I've just copied it. Then what we have done is once your shared preference is created, then if we need to edit it, then we need to make the object of this thing, right? Shared preferences dot editor. So I made a object for that, named it editor, and we made it by calling the method ref dot edit, right? So this editor can now change the values. So editor dot put boolean means that we want to change the boolean type value. So here I've just passed the same key that we used here. This was the key. So I've passed that key, and in the second argument, whatever value I want to update, I'll just put it here. I want to set it to false because once this activity is called, I know that the app has been started for the first time and the user has landed to this page. So I'll set it to false. So another best thing about shared preference is that you can access these shared preferences in any activity of your application. But the condition is to use get shared preferences, right? There is another method called get preferences. Then you need not to name this, right? You need not to name the preference. Then that preference will be for the that particular activity. So I'll suggest to use get shared preferences if you want to use the data in the multiple activities, right? So we have called this editor dot put boolean and set it to this. If we want to update any editor dot put in float is there in long string. So depending on the data you want to put, you can do that. So if you want to put multiple data, you can simply do this editor dot put int abc comma 1, right? You can do it. So you can copy it multiple times. Just remember to change these keys and set the values. So if you want to do 5 times, you can simply do it 5 times and change the value to 4. But the condition is you must have first created these things in the previous activity, right? So you'll do that. Then after updating all the values, you will call editor.apply. So there are two methods you can do. One is apply, the second one is commit. So what is the difference between these things is when you call this apply method, then this data is stored to your device asynchronously. That means this is done at the back end. So another at the in the another thread, right? So this will not put any load on your main thread. But if you call commit, then first it will show that data is updated in this running cycle only. So make sure you use it wisely. Use this commit function if you want that first this should be updated to the device, right? The data should be updated, then anything else should happen. But if you are not very much worried, then you can simply call apply, right? So this will asynchronously update the data. So why would I refer, why I recommend this? Because it will not put load on the UI thread. So your app may lag for a very less time, but it will lag if you call dot commit and if there is a lot of data you are putting there. So it may affect your main thread, right? Your UI thread. So if it is not very much important, if it is not very necessary, you simply call this editor dot apply method, right? So I hope you understood the code. So right. So if you have any doubt, you can just mention in the comment section. Now I'll quickly install this app to my cell phone and we'll check if it is working fine or not, right? Okay guys, so the app has been installed to my cell phone and you must have seen after splash screen, the first activity is open, right? Now I'll close this app, then I'll reopen this, then it should go to the second activity, right? If I just close this app, and open it again. So here you can see now it's going to the second activity because the false flag has been set to the first time start flag. So that means the app knows that the app has been started for the very first time. So now it will go to the second activity. So I guess we have successfully implemented the backend code and we understood that how this shared preferences work and how to use that and how to implement it into our application. So still, if you have any doubt, make sure to ask that in the comment section. I'm really happy that now you guys are asking your doubts in the comment section, and I always try to answer all the doubts, right? So you can ask me in the comment section or you can DM me on Instagram. The Instagram username will be there on your screen right now. So I hope you understood the video. If you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon so you get the notifications for the upcoming videos. So that is it for today's video. See you in another video. Bye.